So we finally made it to the front of the house that we had rented, that we had never seen other than, from a video that my brother had made for us. And we get the keys, we open the front gate, then we open the front door because we did have a small yard. We made sure that our dogs had a little yard for themselves. It's not a huge yard, but it was nice for them to have a little space where they could sniff around and have a little grass. And I walk into the front door, and the house was really pretty. It was actually a 3 bedroom, 2 bath townhome that had the marble stairs that went to the bedrooms, beautiful living room, a separate kitchen, a separate laundry room, and it was beautiful. We were very excited. The furniture that we had bought remotely was very nice. My kitchen was beautiful. I loved it, and I was happy. I mean, my brother was excited. He had put a little bit of food in the refrigerator so that when we got there, we would have something to eat. It was fun. It was a very fun day getting there and driving to our home and seeing our home for the first time in person. We had a blast. It was a lot of fun. And let me tell you what happened next. So we get there, we get to the home, we see the home, we love it. We sit down, we chat, we had a glass of wine. That's what we did. And we were so happy. Our dogs are sniffing around, they're going up and down the stairs, and they're figuring out where are we. We were very happy. We left in June, so when we got to Sicily, it was really, really, really hot. So the next day comes, and the house has no air conditioning. In Italy, most homes don't have air conditioning. A lot of the homes are old. They do not have air conditioning. If you want an air conditioning, you have to buy those units that you put on the wall, and that's how you get your air conditioning. But the homes are not built with air conditioning systems. So it was boiling. I was so hot, I was sweating. I have hypothyroidism and I suffer when there is heat. I don't like that hot weather. I love winters. I love snow. Don't criticize. It's my body. My body doesn't like the heat. So here we are. The next day, my brother isn't there. His partner isn't there. It's my husband and I. It's really hot. I'm boiling. I'm sitting on my couch and I've got sweat dripping down. And there's no air conditioning. What am I gonna do? And then we needed to wash some laundry because we had sent some things through the mail, and we had some sheets and things we wanted to wash. My washing machine was like for Barbie. It was tiny. My brother had bought one that I told him what I wanted, but it was a small washing machine. It was a washing machine slash dryer. I could barely put 2 queen size sheets in there. And then if I dry them in the dryer, washer slash dryer, they will come out all wrinkly because they were all cramped together. It was awful. I did not like that. So it was hot. My washer washing machine was tiny. I'm used to the big, American washing and washer and dryer. I could put a comforter in there and it would be perfect. And now I got this little tiny washing machine that it was made for a Barbie house, I think. I don't know. But that's what we had, and that's what we had to work with. So I had to iron. My brother had bought an ironing board and an iron, and now in the heat, there's no air conditioning in the house. I'm ironing stuff and I'm sweating and I'm dredging in sweat. And I just stopped and I sat at the bottom of my marble stairs and started crying. And that's when it hit me. Did I make the right decision? I don't know. I was at that moment. This was the next day, or maybe 2 days after we arrived, that I was doubting the decision that we had made. Call me spoiled. I was, happy to live in America and I had all the comforts. My husband and I worked very hard to get to where we were, and now I felt like I was going back in time. And we have no air conditioning. I'm ironing in the heat, and I was miserable in that moment. So it's very hot out. It's hot inside. There's no air conditioning. I told my husband, if you want me to stay in Sicily, the first thing we have to do is go buy air conditioning units and put them in the wall. And we did that. We actually went to a shop there. It's kind of like a Best Buy equivalent. And we bought 3 units, one for our living room, one for the kitchen, and one for our bedrooms. We had 2 other bedrooms, but we didn't put the air conditioning there because it was thousands of dollars, and we weren't planning on spending that money. But there is no way I was going to live in the Sicilian heat without air conditioning. So that was, I mean, we had to do it. I would not have been able to survive in that heat. The heat there, it can be oppressive. So I don't know, is it like Florida heat? I'm not sure, but it's really bad. So all of that was bad for me, and I already was getting these doubts. Did we make the right decision? Do I like it here? I was, happy, but I was starting to think maybe we made a mistake. Um, and then, we had to do all the paperwork for us to be there. We had to become residents. My husband had to get what is called permesso di soggiorno, which would allow a foreign guy to be there legally for more than 3 months. Because as a tourist, you can go to Italy and be there 90 days without any particular paperwork. But if you're going to be there as a resident, you have to have this permesso di soggiorno, which basically it's a permission for you to stay there. And the first time they give it to you, it's good for 5 years. So we had to get all that paperwork done. We had to get our utilities started. We had to get our cell phones. We had to do every piece of paperwork that you can think about. And bureaucracy there, it's not the same as here. We complain here in the United States about bureaucracy, but let me tell you something. When you are there, it makes you miss the bureaucracy here. As bad as it can be here sometimes, there it's non-existent. Government offices do not communicate with one another. So if I go to an office, there is nothing computerized. They don't have my name in a system. It's all written down in some kind of, catalog. It's like stepping back 1,000 years ago where everything was manual. They haven't modernized yet. I didn't know that. I left when I was 20, and my parents back then used to do all the paperwork. I had no idea how to do anything, and it was a shock to my system to figure out that everything there was going to be hard. Getting the permesso di soggiorno, we had to go to the police station in Catania. Now we lived 40 minutes away from Catania, and wait there in line at 7 o'clock in the morning because a line would form outside. They had a piece of paper outside with a pen, and you would have to put, when you got there, you put your name on that piece of paper, and then they would see the first 10 people that wrote their name on that piece of paper. Where are we? Third world country? I was shocked. I did not understand how anything worked. And the problem is, nobody told us the first time we went there. We went there at a normal time. It was 9 or 10, thinking we walk in, we make an appointment for, to go back, to do the paperwork. No, 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 no. That's not how it works. The way it works is you have to be there 6, 7 o'clock in the morning to be one of the first people to be able to put your name on this piece of paper, because once you go over 10 people, you're not good. So then you have to wait till 9 o'clock in the morning. So you're there at 7, you're putting your name on the list. You have to wait till 9 o'clock in the morning for somebody from that office to come out and call the names on the list. Those are the only names that can go in to get help. Unbelievable. Yeah, I felt then this was the wrong decision for sure. And I don't know, it wasn't just fun. It was painful. And it took us weeks and weeks to get things done, paperwork done. And it just made my life a bit miserable. And I don't want to say that Sicily is bad because it isn't. It's beautiful to visit, but to live there, it's a completely different story. And I will have another video telling you more about our stay in Sicily. But for now, this is all I have. Bye.